Let me ask you about the documentary you put out today, or the commercial you put out today on Charles Keating, of course, connected with John McCain in the past. Why did you put that out today, and why do you think it's relevant moving forward?
Well, look, I think it's relevant because it shows the actions of a United States senator that was rebuked by a bipartisan Senate Ethics Committee for trying to pressure a regulator to turn their eyes away from a criminal activity that caused a bank to collapse and caused tens of thousands of people to lose their life savings, cost the taxpayers billions of dollars to rescue. That's very relevant in times in which we open up the papers today and find out that banks are collapsing and we have real financial strains. But, more importantly, what the McCain campaign said they were going to do this weekend, and what they've now done is they want to turn the page on the economy. That's exactly what they said. They want to push this under the rug and hope nobody talks about this for the next month so that they can engage in some character assassination and smear campaigns. There was a stunning quote just in the papers this morning where one of their advisors says, if we talk about the economy, we lose. It's an amazing admission from somebody who's running for the job of both commander-in-chief and commander of this economy just 1 month from today.
So, Robert, give me a sense, because I got to ask about the timing of this. It seems to be in direct response to the accusations and to the raising of the issue that Barack Obama has this past relationship with Bill Ayers.
Well, look, obviously it's a 13-minute documentary. Let's just say, Mika, we didn't put this thing together last night. Look, obviously if the McCain campaign wants to make this, makes the next 4 weeks about character assassination, then we'll talk about what John McCain has on his side of the ledger. We think that the American people actually want to talk about the economy, how to get this economy moving again, create jobs, and keep people in their houses. But right now it looks like they'd much rather talk about something else.
Pat Buchanan?
Robert, let me ask you, Sarah Palin, if you read Bill Kristol's column today, is quoted as saying, and she's talking about Reverend Jeremiah Wright, to tell you the truth, Bill, I don't know why that association isn't discussed more, because those were appalling things that the pastor had said about our great country. And then she goes on to say that she's perfectly prepared to go after this connection, but that it's up to John McCain. Would it be perfectly legitimate for the Palin-McCain campaign, or vice versa, to take up the associations with Reverend Wright?
Well, look, Pat, that's a decision that John McCain's going to have to make. I think in the past he said that that's not something he's going to bring up. But let's just see how desperate things get the last 4 weeks of this campaign. I think what you've seen is a direct relationship between what they're willing to say and do and how their poll numbers look right now. This campaign is desperate. They're acting in a very dishonest way. Who knows what they'll say tomorrow?
All right. If the connection with Keating tells us about McCain's character, do not the connections with Bill Ayers and Reverend Wright testify to the character of the man you'd like to see in the Oval Office?
Well, look, let's take each one of those things. Barack Obama was, as you know, Pat, 8 years old when Bill Ayers did what Barack Obama called despicable and reprehensible. Okay? I mean, if that's what the kind of campaign that the American people want to have over the last 4 weeks of this campaign, I'd be shocked. I think what they want to do is talk about what's really important in their lives. How are we going to send their kids to college? How are we going to protect their jobs? How are we going to keep them in the houses that they have right now? That's the kind of issues that people want to talk about in this campaign. The McCain campaign said in the paper this weekend they understand if they talk about these issues, then they lose this race. So Katie barred the door on what they're going to say in the next 4 weeks.
And, Krista, is that true, though? When they talk about these issues, they're losing the economy right now. It seems like the place where the Obama campaign wants to be.
I think that's absolutely right. And I have a question for Mr. Gibbs, which is, do you ever worry that you need to directly address these accusations about people like Mr. Ayers, about the Reverend Wright? Or are you concerned that the more you talk about it, the more you're playing into the strategy of the McCain campaign?
Well, look, both of those relationships we've talked about. I mean, Barack Obama talked a lot about Reverend Wright, how he was appalled by what he said, and he left the church. Again, he said in I think the article that was in the New York Times just this weekend, said that they knew each other, but obviously they weren't close. These are relationships that the McCain campaign would rather have front and center in front of the American people rather than his relationship on trying to fix this economy.
So your strategy is just ignore it, talk about the economy, stupid?
No, we're not going to ignore it. I mean, obviously, we've talked about these in the past. We'll be more than happy to remind people about what we said about these people in the past. But look, we're going to keep focused on the issues that are important to the American people. That's the economy. That's health care. That's energy. That's what people are going to form the basis of how they're going to vote in this election. And that's what we're going to focus on. We don't think you can take the economic problems or the big issues that face this country, sweep them under the rug, or turn the page on them. We think they have to be addressed because in 4 weeks, one of these men is going to be president of the United States and going to have to come up with real solutions to them.